what's going on? We're in the middle of a thunderstorm. I'm here with my currently reading, my weekend reading, all of the things about reading. So the good thing about when you're reading so many books at the same time is that you all of a sudden finish a lot of them. And luckily for me, that happened this week. I finished Minds of Winter, finally, by Ed O'Loughlin. This was the Northwest Expedition Gone Missing historical fiction book, and I gave that book 3 stars, primarily because of the ending. The ending got me, I will have to say. The second book I finished was 7 Days of May by Kim Izzo. That was about the Lusitania, and it followed 4 characters. 3 of them actually were in the same sort of storyline. They're all at the same time. 3 people were actually on the ship. 1 person was a code breaker. I gave that book 2.5 stars. It was still enjoyable. More of a light historical read. Light contemporary historical. I also finished Darkest Lies by Barbara Copperwaith. This is a psychological thriller with a shocking twist. There was a twist. I will agree with the twist. I did feel that I did see some of it coming. Not the twist, but it still didn't yank me and get me as worked up as I really wanted it to, if that makes sense. So I did enjoy it. The narrator of this is kind of like a Robert Galbraith, it's horrible to say, novel. So mostly it is the child's mother talking about trying to figure out what happened to her child, who is currently, in a coma. And it goes back in time for the child's perspective, and then there's a few little insert pages based on the killer's mind. So it had that similar sort of vibe of the Cormoran Strike series, I thought. But if anyone else is interested to read this, I will put it in the description in the link below. Let me know, and I could ship it off to you if you're a fan of mystery. I picked up Fahrenheit 451, which I didn't get into last month, and I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad I read it. I really did enjoy it. It seems like this is a polarizing book. I really liked this edition, 50th anniversary edition. Had a little afterword and a conversation with Ray Bradbury and DR, which I don't know who DR is, the interviewer. And I really liked this one part in here. He's talking about our country and censorship. And we're all watching each other, Ray Bradbury says. So there's no chance for censorship. The main problem is the idiot TV. If you watch local news, your head will turn to mush. And the interviewer says, there seems to have been a decline in standards of journalistic objectivity, to put it mildly. I really liked that part, so I'm glad I did read that. Also, I finally finished Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders, and I gave a very heartfelt but probably very depressing video I made that I'll link here. I'm still glad that I read it. It probably wasn't the best timing, but there was so much that I felt and didn't succinctly say well enough in this video. I just couldn't bring myself to retape it and redo it all again, but I think you'll get the gist. I'm currently reading Garment of Shadows, which is Mary Russell and Sherlock Holmes number 12. I'm about halfway done with that, and I hope to finish that this week because the library is coming to take it away. Right now they are in Morocco, continuation from the last book, but a completely different story. Mary Russell had lost her memory. She's getting it back, thank God. And I am going to read Lost Boy by Christina Henry. It's Captain Hook's story. So I got that as a pre-read from Penguin, and man, don't you hate it when you can't read it on the Kindle app? This one I have to constantly resize in Adobe Editions, and it's just not easy to read. But I do like what I've read so far. Also, I have The Bedlam Stacks by Natasha Pulley. I really liked The Watchmaker of Filigree Street, and I started a few chapters of this book, and I do really like it. But Lost Boy comes out first, so I want to finish that first. So my first vote on what I should read next occurred. I have to say, I didn't love the YouTube voting capability. There was a text limit of what I could put in there, so I couldn't write the full title and author name. And so this book won. Gail Tsukiyama's The Samurai's Garden. So thank you all for everyone that voted. I will be reading this. I think I will do another vote for next month, the classics, because I have a few that I want to get to. I think I'll just allow it to be through the comments and some people voted that way, which was completely fine. A few books that I've accumulated this week, which was very exciting. I went to the used bookstore and I found The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Agawa. This book, it was like serendipitous fate. We were going to possibly read upcoming for our Read Around the World book club, and this is, I didn't think I was going to like it because it has to do with math. It's about a math professor with a peculiar problem. He has a traumatic head injury and he's lived with only 80 minutes of his short-term memory, but it's gotten pretty good reviews. It's pretty short, and of course I love the cover. So I'm intrigued. I'll read this either way if we read it with the book club or not. I also found Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca, which I really would like to read. This is a compact price book. Also, somebody left a bookmark in it, which is kind of nice. A little Vincent Starry Night, which is appropriate because my current audiobook is my Vincent and Theo. I'm going to go with a more traditional pronunciation of the Van Gogh and Theo. So, so this is the, Vincent Starry Night. But I have not read any Daphne du Maurier, and I want to read this. So I was excited to find that. I got The Brothers Bulger, How They Terrorized and Corrupted Boston for a Quarter Century by Howie Carr. This doesn't have a great amount of reviews. People seem to not maybe like it. And obviously they made this into a movie. But I've been wanting to read it. It's been on my TBR for like 4 years or something. And it's kind of a bigger font read, and it has some pictures in it. Whitey Bulger and his family and how they were all intertwined with all of the offices in Boston. But I want to read it, so I'm glad that I finally do have a copy. An Instance of the Finger Post by Ian Pierce. This was recommended to me by Jess at Garden Scriptorium. I'm bummed that I got a mass paperback version of it. But this is a historical fiction, and I don't know too much else about it, except she said it's really good, maybe one of her favorites, I'm not sure, but I can't wait to read this, so very excited about this. And one more book it's unfortunately missing the dust jacket, but Dragula by Bram Stoker. Totally holding this upside down. Dracula by Bram Stoker, and even more importantly, illustrated by Edward Gorey, one of my favorites. So this is the definitive edition by Barnes & Noble, and it has an introduction, and it has a few full-page illustrations. So Gorey's known for his kind of etching. Also has some notes from Stoker. Here is Jonathan Harker. So I'll let you guys know how this might be on my classic voting. I know I'm reading this outside of like typical fall time, but I really, really enjoyed The Historian. So I am excited to read this. And I will be publishing my Dear Freakout tag tomorrow, so look forward to that. I have one other tag I have to do, and so much to do. But guys, happy weekend, TGIF. What are you reading? Let me know. Chat with me. Tell me what's up. I'll talk to you soon.